Good morning, everyone. Thank you to our residents, our guests, elected officials, and city staff for joining us for the 2025 State of the City Address. I want to begin by wishing you and your families a wonderful 2025. This year started off with an extraordinary snowfall, and I hope everyone watching today is safe and warm. This week's snowfall was recorded between 10 and 12 inches, which equates to about 4 million cubic feet of snow. Snow that had to be removed from our roadways in order to keep our city running. I want to thank everyone for the dedication this past week, especially our public works, our streets, parks personnel, and environmental services that they worked around the clock. Their efforts resulted in approximately 4,600 hours of labor and almost 30,000 miles driven. Not only do these city employees deserve praise, but all O'Fallon neighbors are deserving of praise. We witnessed neighbors come out of their homes to help shovel driveways, walkways, and deliver a warm meal to their fellow neighbor. This is what community is all about, and it takes a community to keep O'Fallon such a great place to live. Before we begin, I'd like to introduce our city council members who are here today. With us here today is Councilman Steve Cascella from Ward 3. Steve, thanks for being here. Also would like to welcome our state representative from District 103, State Representative Mr. Dave Hinman. Dave, thanks for being here. Also like to introduce a few members of our wonderful city leadership team, our city administrator, Mr. Mike Snowden, our assistant city administrator, Lenore Tozer-Aldez, and our deputy city administrator, Tom Drabell. City staff is not the only group of hardworking individuals that make our community great. Thank you to our partners in public service, our wonderful St. Charles County Ambulance District, and to the fire district that serve the city of O'Fallon, Lake St. Louis, Cotterville, Central County, Wentzville, New Melle, and of course, the O'Fallon Fire Protection District. These are not the only agency that provide a great service to our community. And families, O'Fallon has always been proud to home of the Fort Zumwalt School District. Fort Zumwalt has joined in their mission to provide O'Fallon children with a great education by members of the Wentzville and Francis Howell school districts in our western and southern portions of our city, along with the education provided by private and parochial schools across the great city of O'Fallon. I also want to thank Kathy Duck and her staff with the O'Fallon Chamber of Commerce and Industries. This group tirelessly works to keep our O'Fallon business successful, which keeps O'Fallon a great place to shop. 2024 was a monumental year for our great city, receiving awards and accolades. Livability.com ranked O'Fallon as number 6 as the top 25 places to live in the Midwest, as one of the top 100 places to live in the United States. Fortune magazine named O'Fallon as their choice of cities in Missouri for best places for families to live. And O'Fallon was ranked number 16 on the most up-and-coming small cities for financial prosperity list. Because of O'Fallon's continued growth in the business sector, growth in residential housing in every ward of our city, and a strong tax revenues, I am confident to state that the state of the city is excellent and well. As you drive to City Hall, you will experience the recently completed first phase of Main Street renovations. The new roadway and street lights provide for a safer environment for our motorists and our pedestrians. We look forward to the new banners that will hang from the new light poles, highlighting our city's history, and of course, the highly anticipated flower baskets that our landscaping staff provides. Now that this first phase of Main Street is complete, our engineering staff has turned their focus to phase 2, which will include renovations from Pittman Street to Interstate 70. Projects like these would be much harder to come by had it not been for the voter-approved use tax in 2020. Ever since the voter approved the use tax, staff and city council has ensured that these funds are dedicated to public safety and road improvements. Becoming a safe city is not an easy task. Our police officers do a remarkable job every single day to ensure that we are safe. To ensure that the O'Fallon remains one of the safest cities, we must continue to invest in new technologies that aid our first responders. The O'Fallon Police Department's emergency communications team just invested in AI technology to assist in emergency call taking. The new training tool provides the transcripts for each call, allowing our dispatchers to review the call and learn where improvements can be made. In addition to actual calls, the technology provides training scenarios where AI is prompted by the conversation taking place. The system, Comms Coach, has not been implemented in any other Missouri department, meaning O'Fallon is once again leading the way for others to follow. Another successful endeavor is a joint effort between the police department and the parks department. Last year, we introduced you to a dedicated Parks Patrol officer, and because of Officer Sid McDonald's success, O'Fallon has added a second Parks Patrol officer. Officer Bob Schoonover, a longtime O'Fallon police officer, has joined Sid to patrol your parks on foot and on bike. I want to thank everyone who came out to the 2024 Celebration of Lights at Fort Zumwalt Park. This annual event is always enjoyed by both residents and visitors, young and old. This year, the event raised thousands of dollars for local nonprofits and drew more than 10,000 vehicles to Fort Zumwalt Park and nearly 15,000 walkers on the 3 old-fashioned holiday stroll nights. Now, as we set our sights on warmer days, I'm excited to have the opportunity to announce our 2025 Heritage and Freedom Fest headliner. Each year, everybody talks about which band it will be. They're not from 1983, but they may sing about it. So this year, I'm happy to announce that we'll have Neon Trees with us to celebrate on the 4th of July. Things like the Celebration of Lights and Heritage and Freedom Fest don't happen without a lot of work and help from our staff to our volunteers. Every little bit plays a large part. And on behalf of your city council, I want to take a moment to thank our wonderful city volunteers. Our volunteers work all year long and take part in activities all across our great city. If you're looking to become involved, we're always looking for new volunteers, and if you want to help, just reach out to our volunteer services team. No matter what your interests are, they have a great opportunity for you. Another group of O'Fallon residents deserve our most sincere appreciation are our veterans. O'Fallon is proud to be home to so many wonderful veterans. Not only have they served our great nation, but they continue to serve us here in O'Fallon. One of the ways they serve is on our Veterans Commission. O'Fallon Veterans Commission continuously brings recognition and remembrance to O'Fallon veterans through ceremonies, the Pathway of Heroes program, and the various memorials and more. Because of their dedication, O'Fallon and St. Charles County veterans, this organization was recognized by the United States Vietnam War Commemoration for the Department of Defense. The O'Fallon's Veterans Commission was specifically recognized as a top performer and among the top 15% of more than 13,000 commemorative partner organizations for hosting 5 or more events to thank, to honor, and remember Vietnam veterans and their families. Each year, our city staff and city council work hard to provide the residents, businesses, and visitors with the highest level of service. That is not an easy feat. We continue to depend on our business who drive our growing city's economy. Our economic development team continues to work with our current O'Fallon businesses to make sure their needs are met so they can thrive. And our team continuously looks outside of our city to provide companies that want to call O'Fallon their new home. From the north side to the south side and everywhere in between, O'Fallon has exciting business growth. On the north side, a company that's called O'Fallon Home for decades, MEMC, has expanded their production with the acquisition of a significant federal grant. And earlier this year, MEMC announced a $300 million expansion for the O'Fallon facility, an expansion that will continue to drive O'Fallon as a place for high-tech industry. On the south side of town, the Caledonia development has continued to grow with newly constructed SSM healthcare facility that will provide needed medical care not only to O'Fallon residents, but residents from all over the region. And Caledonia will be the home of the first Cambria Hotel in Missouri. Once again, our economic growth and development proves O'Fallon is the place more companies want to call home and when moving to Missouri. I'm so proud that so many companies select O'Fallon. And in the central part of the city, on Bryan Road, a new indoor sports complex will feature volleyball, basketball courts, turf, and athletic fields. Along with the sports complex, the development will be home to retail shopping, a bourbon garden, and food trucks. The hotel attached to this large indoor complex will put O'Fallon on the map for sports tourism. We look forward to the opportunity to host families across the region as they travel here for the weekend sporting events, with the first projected tournament to be hosted there in the third quarter of 2026. These three developments signify the expansion of a new growth occurring in every part of this great city. Just these three developments in these three locations represent more than $500 million in development in our great city. Private development is not the only kind of development occurring this year. Occurring in O'Fallon, last year we announced the creation of a new regional law enforcement training center located on 79. This past summer we broke ground on the construction of the development along with our partners with the City of St. Charles. This partnership will serve as a testament to what leadership looks like when we put service to our community above individual gain. Our Public Works and Fleet building is now under construction along East Terra Lane. This will serve as the home to our fleet and mechanics that keep our employees moving, as well as home to our street staff, the very staff that helped dig us out of this week's winter snow event. And for some exciting news, our environmental services team has been hard at work developing a new way for O'Fallon residents to make recycling easier. As you recall, in 2018, we were forced to end single-stream recycling due to new regulations from abroad. As a result, we could no longer place all our recyclables at curb for pickup. Instead, we were forced to place large cardboard and paper bins at several city facilities, and since then, our staff has been tasked with finding our solution to this problem. I am happy to announce that through perseverance and diligent work, our staff has found a way to bring back single-stream recycling. Beginning in March, we will roll out a pilot program that will allow residents to place all recyclables, cardboard, paper, glass, aluminum, plastic, in the recycle can, and the city will pick it up at your curb. There is no longer a need to drive it to the dumpsters across town. The first part of O'Fallon will experience this change will be on the south side. When we were forced to use dumpsters as a means of recycling, we had less dumpsters in the southern part of town, so to help with that, we'll begin the pilot program in that area. More information will be going out to the residents soon about when to expect this service at your house. I want to thank our environmental services team for their steadfast commitment to this solution. Lastly, 2025 is an election year for the City of O'Fallon. Each of our 5 wards has a council seat up for election, as well as a mayoral position. Please join us on March 18th for our candidates forum at 6:30 p.m. here at the council chambers, where the residents can learn more about the candidates running for office. This election, for the first time since I became mayor in 2009, I am running unopposed. Your confidence in me is to serve as your mayor for the past 16 years has been the honor and a privilege of a lifetime. However, your confidence in me to continue in this role uncontested may be the most sincere and humbling form of gratitude that I've ever known. These past 16 years, These past 16 years have not been taken lightly. I assure you that every decision made is given with the utmost thought. Not every decision is agreed upon by every resident and voter, but the decision is made with the good of O'Fallon resident in mind. And I promise you that these next 4 years will be no different. Together, we have built an amazing city to call home, and I'm so proud to be part of it. O'Fallon is truly a great place to live, work, and play. On behalf of my family and all of us here at the City of O'Fallon, our staff, our City Council, and hundreds of volunteers, thank you for making O'Fallon what it is today and for helping us to build an even better future. In a moment, you'll receive the 2024 Year in Review video produced by our always talented communications department. I hope you enjoy a recap of all the great things that happened in 2024, and together with you, I look forward to what 2025 brings to this great city of O'Fallon. Thank you. God bless you, your families. great city of O'Fallon, the state of Missouri, and these United States of America. Thank you.
It was a gold medal year here in O'Fallon. It was a year of celebrations, 2 decades of a healthier populace, 5 decades of supporting the men and women who keep us safe, and of course, our annual celebrations, the celebration of lights and Heritage Freedom Fest. It takes thousands of selfless volunteers, dedicated employees, civically engaged citizens to make it what it is. A great place to live, work, and play. This year has been a splash for the police department, and they're literally breaking new ground. Work on the new police training facility is now underway. OPD earned their long-deserved CALIA accreditation. And the Chaplains Division celebrated their 50th year, serving the hearts and minds of officers and residents. Through their continued efforts in community policing, OPD is always finding ways to bring us together. O'Fallon officers are also showing leadership in the county, with new county SWAT commander being one of our own, Montana Stevenson. And nationally, such as Major Derek Myers attending the FBI National Academy. And now, we have a 5th canine officer sniffing around, Kane. With new police RMS and ticket systems, our Municipal Courts Division has been busy making that effective transition. Our city clerks worked up templates for staff to draft ordinances and resolutions, as well as meeting minute templates. HR partnered with IT to roll out the new employee badge system and the successful teleworking trial period. The Finance Department implemented a new structure for business licenses, as well as a new utility billing system. And the city's finance rating from S&P Global was upgraded to AA+ stable, proving O'Fallon's finance employees are all grade A+. Communications unveiled a new website, OFallonMo.gov, and completed the Cityology video series that explained our boards and commissions. And grants and assistants continued their mission of helping the families in our town who need it the most. Our facilities crews are not only fixing daily issues at our buildings, but also making improvements, like the garage update at the Justice Center and the council chambers rebuild. Our fleet mechanics completed nearly 2,000 work orders this year alone, only outsourcing repairs that would slow operations or are on warranty. They're using their talents and in-house resources to solve problems, whatever it takes, to get our cars serving residents. Maintaining 450 acres of beautiful parks in O'Fallon is a task that never, leaves our Parks Division with much downtime. But they still find ways to improve. Westhoff Park had upgrades to Brendan's Playground with a new play structure and safety surface. And Sports Park has a new entrance sign to welcome our athletes. And we added another Parks police officer to patrol our many outdoor havens. Along with the usual points of beauty around the city, the landscape crew worked with the water and sewer team to regrass the wastewater treatment plant after years of construction. And might require less fertilizer than other lawns. The team also took on a new endeavor to try to save the city money on the rising cost of plants, air layering. It's a way of growing new plants from existing ones. Our green thumbs have grown over 600 plants by utilizing this budding propagation method. Our recreation department commemorated 20 years of helping our community get more fit and make more friends. Successful applications for the Million Coaches Challenge brought in funds to develop the skills and knowledge of the coaches in our neighborhoods. And the O'Fallon Community Foundation scholarships have given citizens access to better fitness. Summer staffing improved again, allowing Alligators Creek to return to normal operating hours. And staff's new community outreach program, Get Out and Play Days, brought kids from our neighborhoods to do just that. Our IT department has continued their ongoing enhancements in cybersecurity, created and tested a new incident response plan, and overall are always seeking ways to keep us safe from ever-evolving cyber threats. But IT's greatest accomplishment this year is helping other departments, including HR's work-from-home trial and the PD's transition to Caliber. Our economic development team's hard work helped more than 40 businesses get their dreams started this year, such as the Old McGurk Space finding its new tenant, Goodwood Brewing, the Southside getting a new SSM Health building, or Mid O'Fallon taking a swing at the new X-Golf location. And this April's inaugural Rail District Festival marked the rebranding of this historic area of O'Fallon, a way of attracting businesses to what is the birthplace of this ever-growing city. And we hope they run, and not crawl, toward the opportunity. Under the direction of our Volunteer Services Division, more than 1,700 volunteers gave 11,000 hours of their time to support O'Fallon's city divisions, programs, and events in 2024. They performed environmental projects with our Parks and Landscape divisions and the Stormwater division. And they've reached out to the community for more support in this service, including food and blood drives and our annual troop supply drive. Reminding us once again how giving this community truly is. With some major residential and commercial projects being proposed this year, planning and zoning employees are pointing at a better future for O'Fallon. They've worked on updating the code as well to meet growing demand for new proposals, such as the Sports Overlay District and food trucks. And our building division made and completed a record number of inspections, reviews, and permits once again this year, making sure new developments are building safely. Engineering reached completion on several major projects this year, such as Main Street Phase 1. And other major projects have either broken ground or are under design, such as our section of the Dardenne Greenway. They've poured through thousands of excavation permits and development reviews and installed 3 more inductees to the Heroes Way program. And staff has brought in more than $20 million in project grant funding, proving O'Fallon will be a place of progress for years to come. Site work for the new Public Works and Fleet facility is now complete, and the new home will get our streets crews out fixing issues more efficiently than ever before. This year, crews are working in every ward to improve our roads, responding to more than 2,000 service requests. And crews learned how to use a new material, Techcrete, which allows fixed roads to be open to traffic more quickly than older repair materials. Our water tastes better than ever, and that's because of the dedicated employees of our water division. The liner of our 2 million gallon water tank was completed, as well as the repairs to the last of the filters at the treatment plant. Meanwhile, sewer division keeps things flowing by upgrading systems and structures, including the UV disinfection system. They started construction on the new Headworks building, and they saved the city $70,000 this year by acquiring a truck to haul biosolids themselves. Our environmental services team offered 12 free recycling and trash events to help residents clean and organize their homes. They're doing more in-house repairs to save costs and added a third-eye camera system in all route trucks for added safety. The residential roll-off container program increased revenue over 25%. Take a stroll with us as we look back at yet another great year for tourism and festivals. Celebration of Lights was once again a brilliant success, proving this to be one of our county's most loved holiday activities. O'Fallon Theater Works added a 4th show this year, and as evidenced by the record-breaking ticket sales of Mean Girls, OTW has never been more popular. The second-floor gym here at City Hall will now be the permanent home of O'Fallon Theater Works. With a gold medal summer, our walls were covered in historic, officially sanctioned art from previous Olympic Games. And of course, Heritage and Freedom Fest was once again bigger and better than ever. Record crowds turned out to see our amazing headliners, Mitchell Tenpenny and Bret Michaels, proving no one can talk dirty about our tourism and festival division's dedication to giving the community a chance to celebrate our freedom together. What a great year for everyone. You, our city employees, our volunteers, our residents. You are what make this city so golden. And as we turn the calendar page to 2025, we can't wait to see how you make this community shine.